Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher. We're back with the Quarry and my first playthrough of the game. Well, last time, stuff got a little bit hot, let's just say. We are in the final parts of the game. This is actually the final video and episode, because we are in chapter 10, which is the final chapter. So, no matter how long it takes, we shall be done today. And last time Laura and Max, I was about to say Laura and Ryan in the house did not have the best of times. It was going fairly well, but after all, Ryan did have a dagger in his chest for a long time, or a major part of it. And, well, they solved it with Laura biting Max, turning him, or not turning him to, but at least giving him the disease. Sadly, that did not save him, because I failed to take one of the interruptions, as it's called, taking a shot with a gun. You don't do it enough, and even though you had a little bit of a, I suppose, introduction to shooting, with little shooting exercise with Caitlin, Jacob, and Ryan, yeah, I chose the wrong analog stick to shoot, so I never took the shot, and Ryan died. I'm gonna assume that you don't recover from your face being, you know, smashed open, even if you are a werewolf. Ooh, I can make Dylan go up and down. Calm down, Dylan. Yeah, and sadly, again, the game has spoiled a little bit of the story for me, I think, because I got an achievement. So again, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't listen now. But the achievement was that Travis and Laura killed each other. So Laura turned into a werewolf, and presumably she then was the one who attacked people in the room. I don't know exactly where Chris went, but yeah, Laura apparently attacked Travis. Travis got a bunch of stabs in on her, but I'm a bit amazed that that killed her. Gotta be honest. A little amazed that that killed her. But apparently it did. Oh, why is the camera so weird? Yeah, a little amazed that that actually killed her, but it did. We didn't see it, but the achievements say that she died, so there you go. Bit weird. And since we got the tarot card, the Hierophant, we got to see a little bit of a background about what's been going on, because we saw the event with the Harem Scarum carnival, or whatever you want to call it, that got burned. And the woman, the fortune teller, Silas is her son, and Silas was the original wolf boy. So when the fire came, he escaped, and presumably bit at least one person in the Hackett family. Don't know exactly who, but possibly Chris, don't know. And yeah, that's sort of the beginning of everything. So Silas is the original werewolf, and presumably he's out there. So if we kill Silas, everything is fine, but how do we find Silas? No idea. She calls him White Wolf. I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna find anyone like that, but you know. And we have seen the woman, Eliza, as she's called, I believe. And it could be that it is physically her that we're seeing and not just some apparition or anything. I don't exactly know where that is going to go. Right now I'm just walking around to see if there's anything. The game really didn't have anything for me in this in this place. By the way, about tarot cards, maybe I've sort of got to the end of that list. Yes, I have. Well, there is one card. Ooh, did I miss that? Because when we had a little flashback at the very end there was a card that showed up, the tower. And I haven't got the tower myself, have I? No. Was I supposed to click the button? I don't believe that there was a prompt from the game to press A. So it could be that I'm supposed to find the tower as the final card. Possibly. Well, I haven't found anything here. I think I've sort of more or less expanded the entire thing here. So this is where Caitlin was with Bobby. Alrighty then. Well, let's have a bit of a look around everywhere anyway. Not entirely sure. I mean, we can't just keep going up, but let's check rooms. So basically, the people who are alive... Ooh, there's something. The people who are alive are Caitlin and Dylan in here, and then we have Emma and Abigail. Let's at least make sure that someone comes out of this alive. It would be nice.
Jeez, I'm see really struggling if they're begging for $1.
So that was a clue. I do like clues. What could that have been a clue for? Bloodied collar, we have found something for. What have we found there? Chris Hackett killed the camp mascot on the night Laura and Max were kidnapped. When hiding in the storm shelter, he devoured Ian in an attempt to satiate his appetite. It didn't work. Ian. Was that a camp? Was that a dog then, I suppose? No. The camp mascot. Do I know what the camp mascot is? I don't know. Large renovation plan. That presumably is what we now got. If the fact that Chris Hacker is asking campers' parents for donations means that these repairs may be more crucial than they first thought. Alright, so that is indeed the camp letter and the connection to the other thing. Maybe the camp is in worse shape than the feast can cover. Possibly. Possible. I don't exactly know what that has to do with anything. Why is that interesting? Is a good question, I think. Alright, we have a rug.
Nice to put a name to a big mean face. So what, you're like Mr. H's brother, I guess?
Who?
The big dude from earlier, when you and Ryan went to the radio hut. Mr. H's brother, I guess?
Right.
So presumably Bobby's doggy tag. Yes, indeed. Bobby Hackett. Indeed. Yes. All good and well. Didn't fire up a clue or anything, so I mean it's good for them to know that he is in fact brother to everyone. I don't think that these people still know about Travis though. Cop. So that's that. Alright, keep looking. This is presumably for the... Ooh, here's something.
How long has this guy been here?
A long time ago. Long enough ago that it was okay to have an oil painting made of yourself.
I kind of want an oil painting of me now.
Keep looking, prepare for it. Oh, that's a bad sign. Oh, that's a bad sign. If I try to keep looking, maybe it's too late when they finally come. And I don't know who they are, but someone. Okay, you know what? I'll play this. But I kind of want to keep looking. No, let's play it safe, I think. Play it safe, prepare for attack.
Every dusk and dawn all through the summer. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. We're here to lead the way. Mates for life, we're proud to say. Shout at Stratton, shout out loud. We're Hacketeers. 2 months and you never learn the words? Showtime, motherfuckers.
What is going on out there? Should we go find the others?
No, we're safer in here and it's nearly morning. What the?
Isn't this a little bit interesting? That it's very similar to Until Dawn's ending. No, I'm gonna wait, because I can get a good shot here, can't I?
Let's go.
What the fuck was that?
It's Caitlin!
Holy shit.
We gotta let her in.
Oh, we can't. The office door's locked from the outside.
There must be something we can do.
Yeah, but what?
Silver shells. If we can time it right, we can give them to her. She passes. If she passes.
Alright. Oh, of course we have a choice. Beam or window? Go beam. We kind of want to be inside, I suppose.
Come on.
Run or hide? No, 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 no. Keep running, keep running.
Caitlin!
This way.
Over here, Caitlin!
Caitlin, we don't have time for that. Come on.
No, 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 no. We need the silver bullets, damn it. We have inside information here. I'm gonna have to take another shot. I don't like that, but no, no, no. Investigate. Poor Dylan.
It's Silver!
Hey, I'm here. Fuck you. I got you, motherfucker.
You got it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
The curse is broken. Whatever the cost, whatever darkness from the night still remains, the future, at least, is now a little brighter. What happened to this family they brought upon themselves, and you shouldn't pity them. I knew I could rely on you. I knew that if orchestrated properly, the events of Hackett's Quarry would unfold just the way I wanted them to. And now, well, I suppose it's goodbye. Don't worry. I'll never forget how you helped me.
Come follow me into a place where the fear is gone and the worries fade away. 'Cause it's a brand new day. I've got you and you've got me. The sun is bright and the air is free, so let's go. Throw them out the window.
Okay, so Max is infected. Chris Hackett was left alive. Max remains infected. Jacob, deceased. Drowning attempt to retrieve the stolen room. Jacob, very, very deceased. He was killed by Chris, actually. Camp leader. And Laura deceased. Laura and Travis reached a bloody end at each other's hands. I'm not entirely sure I agree on that, but sure. Travis, yep, very, very dead. That is the achievement I got. Bobby, yep, he did not survive either. Very sad. And, ooh, that was the worst one, I think. The blunt face of a shotgun. Jedediah, the father. Indeed, Laura killed him. I saw to that. Kylie was shot way back. But she was a werewolf, so, you know. Chris, also still infected. Spared by Ryan at the Hackett house. Nick is alive. And he is lifted when Caitlin killed Caleb. Who's Caleb? Do we know what Caleb is? Abigail made a safety. Because they were in the surveillance room together with Emma. They also survived indeed. And Dylan, also alive, took refuge in the kitchen. And then of course Caitlin, the bloody hero of everything. Killing Caleb. But who's Caleb? Have I missed something here? Who's Caleb? Caleb Hackett. Is that... Would that be one of the Chris's son? Possibly? A little bit unsure. And the White Wolf is alive. Don't know if we could have done anything about that.
Body of summer camp teen washes up on Lakeshore. What do you make of it?
What is there to make of it? A kid drowned. Nasty stuff.
Yeah, no arguments there.
I thought we'd done the whole Hackett's Quarry thing.
Not this Hackett's Quarry thing.
And in the end, we can, if we want to, have a bit of a look at what we've done. Man, that last chapter was really short. Had I known, I would have pushed that into a previous episode, but that's absolutely fine. We have a couple of things to look at. Above the Law, we are done with that. That ended with Lauren and Travis killed each other during the chaos at the Hackett house. So basically, they think that Travis's dagger cuts was sufficient for her. That seems weird. That seems very weird, but sure, let's say that that's true. There are still a couple of paths I haven't chosen. These two, no idea what those are. The White Whale, that is the one where I didn't shoot Travis, but instead Ryan was mauled by Chris. How are those related? Laura did not shoot Travis when escaping herself, and because of that, Ryan was mauled to death by Chris Hackett. Not entirely sure how those fit together, but maybe I missed something there, possibly. Team building! about the final couples doing their little thing. Indeed, company in the lodge. Caitlin decided to investigate the office door. If she hadn't, ooh, that would have been bad. Caitlin killed Caleb with a silver shell. Pound of flesh as well with Ryan and the knife. He did get bitten, but Bobby was weak and unable to defend himself against Chris. So if he wouldn't have stabbed Bobby, he could have defended himself, but if we didn't stab Bobby, what would have happened with Ryan? Would Laura have come and just sort of scare him off or something? Possibly. Yeah, four paths that I apparently did not know anything about. Didn't I get a new path, though? At the very end there. Or was that just part of the... yeah, that was the final one with Caitlin killing Caleb, whoever Caleb is. I would assume that it's Chris's son. And maybe he was the first then. Guess we got something about the miner's lunchbox. Septimus Hackett was running the show when the Hackett's fortune started to crumble. So that's the guy in the painting. He was responsible for closing down the quarry all those years ago after falling on hard times. Sure. So that is connected to the ancestral portrait. And again, I have a bunch of main clues that I haven't found, so I don't know exactly what connects to them. We have some more about the renovation plans here. They really should have got that fixed. Well, which one was that? Apparently I got a clue from something happening about... what was that? They really what part was that? Not entirely sure. Yes, indeed, I forgot a whole bunch of... I didn't take a lot of the cards. Basically all of them in the end, but I guess that if you continue looking with Caitlin and Dylan, you can find the final one. I suppose that is how that works. So maybe if you kind of want to get everything, you do that, even if it sort of screws you over, possibly. So that's that. Now, let's talk a bit about the game as we look at this lovely, lovely crow. It's fine. It's a fine game. It could be better. I think that... Okay, so my observations, if you would. Let's talk about the cast. I think the cast is fine. There are some leanings toward stereotypical characterizations of, you know, whatever, the stuff that we always see. We have Abigail, the alternate girl. We have Emma, the popular girl. We have Jacob, the jock. We have Ryan, the sort of moody weird guy. I was about to say we have a fair amount of stereotypes here, but for the most part I think that these stereotypes aren't so solid. There are like smaller things about the characters that I still think makes them work. I mean, we do see Jacob opening up. We do see Emma being a little bit self-conscious about who she is and why she's doing what she's doing, etc. So I think that there are some remedying factors to that. So all in all, I say the cast is fine. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just they're okay. And as for the graphics of the cast, it works on some of them, it doesn't work on some of them. This is obviously motion captured during the entire thing, and what works is regular body motions and stuff like that. That's absolutely fine. What doesn't always work are mouths, especially Emma, Abigail, Ryan, possibly Chris a little bit. Some of them, the mouths just don't work. On some of them, they work really, really well. I think Laura works. I think Max works fairly well. I think Caitlin is basically the one that has the best animations. I don't exactly know what causes these things. I mean, I don't work with this. But I could possibly feel that it has to do with over animation of their mouths when they're talking, when they're doing the recordings. Like if they move their mouths too much, the program that captures it picks too much up, basically. That could be it. I have no idea. It's a little bit weird on some occasions, but for the most part, I think it still works largely okay. Now, one thing that I picked up is actually this screen that we're looking at right now. Now, obviously, this crow hasn't done much, so it would be reasonable for it to not really have anything to say about it. But for everyone else, it feels like something has been left out of the game. Because when you go into the screen, when you are in control of a character, I think it should say sort of your relationships with other people. The only thing you get is the face of the character and the current objective. That's it. But all through the game, when we make our small choices, we get those little informations that this character thinks this character does this, and whatever. These never show up. We have absolutely no idea what any of that does in any grand scheme of things, because when we look at a character here, we get no information whatsoever. That feels like they have left something out for some reason. That feels like it's not as it was actually supposed to be, I think. I don't know if that's the case, but it just feels like something is lacking there. And yeah, I think for the most part that is, I mean, as for the story, it's a fine story as well. It's a story about werewolves. That's kind of cool. And I think that most of the story goes together fairly well. Was I correct in my assumptions? I mean, sort of. Vaguely, when I first started thinking about the hunters, we now know that they were Jedediah and Bobby. I mean, I was sort of correct. They weren't evil necessarily. I mean, the hackers aren't evil, any of them. They are just victims of circumstance. And of course, they have taken some strange decisions. And, you know, some kind of mean people just because they're mean, not because they're bad. Really, I don't know exactly how to wrap that up. But what I meant to say is that, yeah, I think that they actually were sort of helping out. The reason why they put up the hunting season sign was obviously because they wanted to make sure that people weren't around, other people weren't around, because they were in fact going for the werewolves. I'm not entirely sure why some werewolves were free, like Caleb. Wouldn't they have Caleb locked up at this point? Or was he just free? Were they looking for Caleb, possibly? Maybe he's been just roaming around all this time. That could be possible. I'm not entirely sure about some details. Might have missed some clues, possibly. There we go. If I would have found more clues, maybe I would have found. Like, for example, the trapdoor, the one that I wanted to go down, I didn't. That, I think I know that contains some stuff about the Hackett family. Maybe I would have found some evidence about Caleb there, because it definitely feels like I haven't really heard a lot about Caleb throughout this playthrough. Yeah, I think that's basically it. What I wanted to say about the game. It's a fine experience, and I'm actually gonna go back and start a new game immediately. I want to see what happens when I choose differently almost every time. I have some key moments where I do want to try different things, and of course I want to make sure that I find tarot cards, etc, etc. So yeah, I'm gonna go straight back into it. There are also a couple of YouTubers that I want to see who has played this, and I want to make sure that I haven't missed too much before I watch them play. I want to make sure that I have seen as much as possible, I think, of this game before I do that. So yeah, I mean, at least the game has wanted me to play it, or made me want to play it more than one time. So, you know, that's something, I suppose. And I'm kind of excited to go check out some other supermassive titles. I'm looking at the Dark Pictures anthology. I am gonna play those games on the channel. I have already decided to do that. Don't know exactly when that's gonna come, but it is gonna come at one point or another. So what is following in this series is, of course, Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm looking super much forward to that, so we are gonna see that next time. For now though, this has been ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.